Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barbeno's World. As you can see behind me, I've designed yet another farm. And this is a mob farm, a Enderman farm. And yeah, you might remember that a couple episodes ago I tried to do some maintenance on my Enderman farm that I currently have in my survival world. Yeah, it was a decent fix, but it just wasn't really effective, and the Enderman farm was still kind of slow, and the Endermen were teleporting everywhere, and it's just getting pretty annoying. So I spent a while designing this entirely new Enderman farm, and yeah, this one is better in many ways, and one of the ways is that you only need to hit the Endermen one time to kill them, and that just makes getting XP a lot faster. So you don't have to be constantly swinging your sword. You can just hit them once, and it doesn't even need to be an enchanted sword or anything. Just hit them once, and the entire mob cap of Enderman dies. Also, hopefully the Endermen won't be teleporting as much, because if you instantly kill them every time you hit them, they shouldn't teleport. Another thing is, it should actually be completely impossible to take damage while using this farm. In my old farm, you could actually take a lot of damage if you accidentally jumped or sneaked while killing the Enderman. But with this, you can go here and just kill all of the Endermen, even if you're sneaking down here. It's completely impossible to take damage. And if you accidentally jump around, it also works. This farm uses only one spawning floor, exactly 43 blocks above the killing area. And yeah, that's just to get them down to one hit kill when they land. But unfortunately, since it's built so high up, the mob spawning rates are a lot lower. So that's why the platform needs to be so big. But it's totally fine, that's only a few hundred blocks, and shouldn't take me that long to build. Also, we have this one Endermite in a minecart over here, and that attracts all of the Endermen that spawn up here down into the hole, using the normal trapdoor trick that I've showed you. And yeah, when they fall, they get centered in between two walls, which puts them in a really good spot so that you can swing and kill them with a sword that doesn't even have sweeping edge. So yeah, the range of your sword just perfectly fits across that area. And also, all of their drops are split between 3 hoppers because it's much too fast for just one hopper to handle. All of the ender pearl drops that are collected from this farm get split into 3 droppers, just like this, and they're hooked up to an automatic piston system that just dispenses all of the items out into the void when they enter. But if I ever want to collect some ender pearls from here, it does get some extra in this barrel right here. Also, I should probably mention that this design is inspired by one of Etho's old videos, the Ender 3.0. Link will be in the description. Okay, I am back in survival, and I do want to build up that Enderman farm, but I can't just yet because first I want to actually update my world to the newest Minecraft update, 1.16.2. And apparently this new update actually breaks a ton of iron farms, and I really don't want to have to fix my iron farm again, because that's always a pain. So what I'm going to do is actually go in there and see if I can change it up a bit so that it works in the new update. I'm pretty sure all I actually need to do is just block off all of these beds so that the villagers can't like eject themselves onto the beds instead of into their cage. So I'll just block them off with some string and carpet on top. Okay, now that the iron farm is all fixed up, we need to head into the nether to fix up another farm that gets somewhat broken in the new update. And that farm is actually our piglin bartering farm right here. And Yeah, what's changed is I believe that they no longer provide glowstone or magma cream, and instead they provide blackstone and spectral arrows. And I think this is a pretty good change because you can already get glowstone and magma cream from other sources, and blackstone is otherwise non-renewable, so I think this is pretty cool. And we just need to go over to the overworld and replace it in our item filters. Okay, we just need to relabel these, like so. And we also need to change these item filters at the back, so this one we will change to blackstone, and this one we will change to spectral arrows. Okay, now that we've made those two changes, it's time to make a backup and load up the world in the new version. Okay, I'm back over here by the old Enderman farm, and I finally gathered up enough resources to actually start building the new one, and here they are. But before I do start building it, I need to just completely tear down the old one. The next thing I want to do is to build up the hopper collection system for the items, and it's going to be slightly different because it's one block higher, and also the drop chute is shrunk down to be only 3x1 instead of 2x3. Here are the 3 hoppers that all of the Endermen are going to be landing on, and all of the drops that go into these hoppers are redirected in 3 different directions. This way, and this way. And on each of the sides, we're going to put an automatic disposal system that just shoots the ender pearls out into the void. But also we have a hopper under here that takes a few of the extra drops and puts them into here, just in case we ever want to grab some ender pearls quickly. And we now have all of the disposal systems in, and we just need to make it Enderman teleport proof by just putting down some string with carpets on top. Next, I want to encase the bottom of this killing area in crying obsidian. And yeah, that's just to kind of look a bit cool, and also it'll be very hard to break accidentally. The next step is just to build up the actual drop chute that all of the Endermen will fall down. And I'm going to be using for this black glass and polished blackstone walls. And yeah, for this drop chute and for the farm in general, I'm just going to be using a lot of dark colors because I think it'll look really cool if the farm kind of like blends into the dark sky in the background. And yeah. I actually think this is looking really cool so far. Here's the drop shaft. It goes all the way up to y equals 44, which is the perfect height for the Endermen to be at 1 hit kill when they fall down. For the next part, it's pretty simple. Just need to build out a really big spawning floor in a semicircle shape right here. And for that, I'm just going to do another time lapse. I have really botched it. I accidentally built this entire platform 1 block too low. It's at 43 when it's supposed to be at 44. So I guess I just need to rebuild this entire thing, and yeah, I'll come back when it's done. Actually, Building it up for a second time isn't going to be the main problem. The main problem is actually just removing this bottom layer. I would leave it, but I just needs to be perfect. Okay, the new floor here is done, and as you can see, I've added a little bit of pixel art, a bit of an Enderman face onto this platform. And if you look at it from below, you can still see it, so it kind of just looks like there's like a big Enderman looking down at you from where the farm is. The next thing I need to do is put Endermite somewhere over here so that it can lure all of the Endermen down into this drop chute. We have the sort of luring station right here all set up, and this is where I want to put the Endermite between these carpets so it's completely protected by any Enderman that might be able to get there. And what I need to do now is summon an Endermite right here in this hole, and then I need to name it Bart because I have some leftover name tags from my bartering farm, and then I'll put it in the minecart and drop it down into the hole. Okay, we got one. Let's name it Bart. Put it in the minecart. Okay. Now, just want to make sure that's where we want to drop it. Yep, precisely. Hopefully it should fall down. Okay, perfect. It's landed in the perfect spot, and this Enderman's already trying to go for it. Open all of these trapdoors so the Endermen fall down. And our farm should almost be completely done. All we have to do now is remove all of these torches and test it out. Well, it definitely works alright. Like, this actually isn't even sped up at all. Remember how I said that the villager bed exiting mechanics changed in this version? I'm pretty sure my villager breeder got broken. So, I'm not sure exactly how to fix it. Okay, here is the fix that I've done for the villager breeder. And basically all I've done is the same sort of thing that I did on the iron farm. I put some string below carpets, and that will stop the villagers from getting out onto the farther sides of the bed and then escaping the breeder. Now let's try to capture this escaped villager and put him back in the breeder. I have finally got myself 2 villagers back into the breeder, and yeah, this actually took me a really long time. I must have killed like 10 villagers in the process. But at least it's finally done now, and we can start working on something else. And what I actually wanted to do here is just go ahead and buy some bookshelves from my librarian villagers, because I wanted to build up a enchanting setup over by the Enderman farm so I can enchant my tools pretty quickly and easily over there while I'm collecting XP. Oh wow, I'm actually getting really low on diamonds now. Probably go mining for some of those later. We now have our anvils in here so that we can add enchanted books to tools or armor whenever we want, and we can also use this enchanting station, which, you know, I don't usually normally use, but if I ever want it, then it's here. Okay, I've been doing a little bit more testing on this Enderman farm, and unfortunately, for some reason, I'm still getting that issue where Endermen occasionally teleport from the killing area there. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly why that's happening, but I want to fix that, so Basically, all I need to do is make this entire thing teleport proof all the way up to 50 blocks away from the killing chamber by using strings and carpets again. Okay, I finished teleport proofing the area all the way up to 50 blocks away like I said, and yeah, now it's completely solved the problem and I'm not getting Enderman teleporting anymore, and that's really great. That technically means that I could even AFK here for XP, which would be cool. I also put some walls here just so I don't accidentally fall off when I'm flying with Elytra. Now that I've finished the main thing I wanted to do in this episode, I'm just want to do a little bit of building on the castle. Some of you have been saying that the castle looks really ugly because I made it entirely out of stone. And yes, that's true. At this point, it looks pretty bad with all the stone. But when I first built it, my idea was that I would build it out of stone first and then detail it with some stone bricks as well as mossy stone bricks and possibly some other blocks. Just take a look at this quick comparison I have here in my creative world. I've built up 3 towers here, and the first one is just plain stone. That's what I currently have. Doesn't look the best, but it's fine. And on the next one I have stone brick, and a lot of people suggested that I should just use stone brick instead of stone, but I think this is actually like a really bad idea because this texture looks really noisy and it's just way too much. For the final one here, I have stone but with added details. And yeah, here I just added a bunch of normal stone bricks as well as a little bit of mossy stone bricks and cracked stone bricks. I even added a few leaves at the bottom here. Yeah, and I think that this one looks clearly much better than both of the other ones. And that's what I'm going to be doing in the real castle in survival. So, yeah, let's cut to a time lapse of me just adding a bunch of detail to the walls. Now that I've spent a few hours working on decorating the walls of my castle, let's take a moment to check out what I've done and see how it looks. So, basically what I did for the outer walls is randomly dotted in a few bits of stone brick, and also near the bottom I put down some mossy stone bricks with some cracked stone bricks on the sides of them, just so that it looks like maybe the moss worked itself into the bricks and kind of damaged them. Up here I made some pathways on top of the walls with spruce wood, and I think those are a pretty good, nice addition. Yeah, around here I just replicated that same pattern all across all of the walls and the towers of my castle. I think it's looking pretty nice. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode, in which we built an absolutely insane max XP Enderman farm, and we also touched up the castle a little bit. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.